think most things are instinct judgments. Certainly at the beginning of a film, when it might be in a very rough cut state, or even just a bunch of rushes, uncut scenes, you sort of have to use your instinct. Of course, the director is the person who's got an overview of the whole project, and that person will have an idea of how everything fits together in a way that you may not do, because you may not have seen a lot of the uncut material. You won't have been party to all of the planning and the costume design and the lighting. So the director's there to try and give you that overall vision. And that's why it's important to watch through the film with the director and get a feeling for how they feel the music needs to work. And a good director will give you all of this information and then will be interested to hear what you've got to say. And of course, like anything, a good dialogue, it makes for a good film. I ask a director to treat me a bit like an actor, and we will watch through the film together, and I ask him to tell me as each scene goes through what the emotion is, what he wanted the viewer to feel, what he wanted the pace to feel like. Does it want to feel fast or slow, up or down? Tell me what the character's actually thinking in his head, because sometimes music has to sort of draw out of a performance, because a character might not be speaking, he might be going all the way through a scene just looking at something. And a great actor or actress can do that just with their eyes, but of course the director wants you to know what's going on in their head and see if the music can really underline or draw out a really good performance. So I really do ask them to treat me like an actor at the beginning, and so I can feel what the characters in the film are feeling. And then my job is to reflect what they're feeling and what they're doing, a bit like a mirror in a way, reflect it like a musical mirror into music that somehow amplifies and brings out what I'm seeing. Well, there's a very interesting exercise which I would advise anyone interested in film and music to do, which is to take a scene from your favourite film, turn the sound down, and find two totally different pieces of music, a happy one and a sad one, a slow one and a fast one. And you'd be quite surprised you can put very, very different music over the same scene, watch the same scene twice with different music, and odds are that they might both work, but in very different ways, and they might make the actors look very different. Someone who gives a gaze straight out of the camera, that could be shock, or it could be real interest, it could be awe, or it could be love. And sometimes music can totally change the way you see a scene in that way. I think the pace of the music, the speed of the music is also very important. And I also try to look at how the film is edited, the actual speed of the cuts, how each shot goes from shot to shot to shot. Really good editors, I think, are very naturally musical people. And actually, if you watch some really great films with really great editors and turn the sound down and just try and soak up the rhythm of the editing, you'll see that there's a natural pace. If a scene gets more intense, you might find that the cuts start getting quicker and quicker as it goes from one person to another, or it might do the opposite actually. You might find that the shots slow down and the camera settles on one person and it just zooms in very, very slowly, and there's no cuts for a long time, and that can be very, very unsettling as well. So I try to take my cue a little bit from what the editor's done in terms of creating a natural tempo within the scene.